I do the brush marker. While both are permanent, I don't know, I just feel more comfortable with the brush. I'm able to make the strokes better. So if you look carefully, you'll see here, I just lettered this saying on with pencil. And now I'm just using one of my thin brushes. Still can't see it, but we've discussed this brush before and I'll list it on there. I need to list your markers and stuff too. I forgot to do that yesterday, so I apologize. But yeah, this is just a brush, and a lot of times that faux calligraphy that I'm teaching you comes in very handy when doing hand lettered signs and such, because you can kind of lift up and bring the brush the way that you want it. You can do that with markers as well, but I kind of use like the faux lettering style when I'm brush lettering. I mean, I can do it as you can see. I can do the different brush movements, the thicks and the thins. I just have an easier time with the actual brush. So maybe some of you will feel the same way. But like I said, this is just so that you could just see me lettering. But, you know, watch along in case, you know, you're interested in doing this as well. Sorry about that interruption. I'm back. I swear, as soon as I get on here to do a live, my phone rings a million times. Or everyone wants to text, but that's okay. So yeah, like I said, I'm just doing this. This is on wood. I've painted this morning and just went ahead and started lettering the chosen saying that I want to put on here. I was laughing because yesterday I went from fire. If you saw the other painting that I did, we went from fire to today we went to water. So this just says she has the soul of a gypsy, the heart of a hippie, excuse me, and the spirit of a mermaid. So I'm trying to fit this on here so that it looks artistic, and pretty, and not crammed in, which sometimes is one of the hardest things to do when you're lettering, is to figure out your placement of your words. Which isn't always as easy as it seems. Paint and markers don't erase that well. With paint you can paint over, and with markers you can pretty much start over. But that's not always fun. So if you do happen to hop on, let me know you're here. Let me know how many of you are really interested in getting to learn this part of it, the paint part, so that you can perhaps make signs or art with your lettering. Giving the letters a slight bounce. Something so calming about painting and lettering for me, and very calming thinking about the ocean. Let's see. I think I'm going to change placement for this just a tad, and I'm going to add in, I don't know if I love that or not. I might wipe that off real quick. Let me get, if you guys haven't seen me do this live on the page or watch the video, sometimes, just sometimes, pray, cross your fingers, using a baby wipe when your paint has not completely dried will lift it right off if you are absolutely lucky. So yeah, that worked pretty well. Well enough that it goes with the rustic quality of the sign. So I'll let that dry a few minutes and I'll come back to fix that. But yeah, so that's one good thing, kind of like with paint, even though it's permanent, if you catch it right away, you can usually wipe it off. If not, the only other option would be to repaint over, which isn't always as easy as it sounds. Just want to see my placement. So she has the soul of a gypsy, the heart of a hippie, the heart of a hippie, and the spirit of a mermaid. Okay, let's do this. The spirit, you guys can see I'm using this brush just like the marker. Thick and thin lines, just like with the marker. The heart of a... Who's on, guys? I see somebody's on. I just can't see any comments as of yet. Like I said, this isn't a lesson. You can view it as a pre-lesson. Hopefully by the end of the course you'll feel confident enough to do this as well. So I just came on today. Hey Clara, how are you? So like I said, I was just sitting here painting and figured, you know, I think this is partly why some of you have taken the lettering course with me. So I thought, let me come live so you guys can watch. This is just a sign that I'm making at the suggestion of another person that I know. The heart of a hippie. How's practice going? You doing okay with this round of the lettering, Clara? It's kind of hard when you're going over these cracks of the planked wood, but it's all possible. I'm going to come up high with the P's. Oh, I'd love for you to upload. I'm waiting to see some people's progress. I don't care how bad you think it may look. We're all our own worst critic. So please get those pictures uploaded so we can all cheer you on. Because remember, when you look back 6 weeks from now, it'll be fun to see how much progress you've made. Really, when you think about it, I've only really been hand lettering and painting in the hand lettering brush lettered style in a little over a year, maybe. Yeah, about a little bit over a year. Before that, I didn't like to letter signs because I just thought my hand lettering looked unprofessional, I guess. Let's see if we can make a pretty little curly Q here. That one's not too bad. Sometimes I like to put those little balls at the end. The heart of a hippie. Let's see. And the spirit of a... All right. I'm going to do this. And I'm kind of going freehand here because I didn't like the way I had penciled it in. So let's pray. May need to wash my brush out. So yeah, she was really fun to paint today. I really got into that. And then doing all those scales, at first I thought, what in the world? But even with that, I found that very relaxing. First I thought, I'm never going to finish this thing. But I did end up finding it very, very relaxing. Let's see. We're going to do this backwards. We're going to letter backwards. So let's hope I spell right. S-P-I-R-I. Thicken this line. See what I mean? That this is a lot like that faux calligraphy. I just know where the down strokes are, where the thicker lines should be. And I can always just come in and make them a little thicker. So I'm hoping that that looks like it was planned, not like I had to cram anything in here, of course, because that's, you know, you want your writing to look like it was well thought out. The spirit. Here we go. Of a and I don't know if you guys can see where I have the camera placed. Let me pull my little makeshift camera stand down. Been meaning to get my new camera stand, but life has been happening, so I'm sure you guys can all understand that. And the mermaid word I'm making. Cross the T. All right, Claire, thank you. I'll get that. I'm going to let it dry just a minute. I appreciate that reminder, because you know me. I will misspell or I will forget. But I'm going to let it dry for a few minutes so I don't drag my big old hand through it. And I hope my head's not getting in your way. Then I might come back in and kind of jazz up some of the letters a little bit. With some highlights or shadows. This is where I worry. This is where us lefties get ourselves into trouble. Because we drag our hand through. And wet paint. Yeah, my bird agrees. Wet paint and hands dragging through. Excuse me over there. Wet paint and hands dragging through just don't mix. Maybe she's mad that I'm not painting a bird and that I'm painting a mermaid. Yeah, is that what it is? Yes, we're crazy. We talk to the animals around here. So I didn't want to do this black and I didn't want to do it white. So I'm doing it in dark burnt umber. But like I said, after it's all dry, I might come back in and do some highlights on the lettering. Just to spiff it up a little. Oh my gosh, in other news in our town today, a car drove through one of the local banks. And it's not funny. I hope the person is okay. But the last couple of weeks, we have had cars drive through buildings in town. So today it was the bank. Last week, I think it was a hair salon. A week or two before that, it was through a tanning salon. And I said to my daughter, people just need to slow down. Now, of course, this could have been a medical thing. I don't know. But it just seems like everybody's in a rush to go nowhere. And that's what I love particularly about this as a hobby. It gives my brain that time to just check out for a while. Let me see if I got to figure out how I'm going to get my hand up here. To do what I want to do. Without wrecking everything else I've just done. So yeah, the first 2 weeks in this course, I don't want to say boring, because lettering on its own is not boring, but it's a very relaxing thing to do and to learn. But the first few weeks, if you're anything like myself, you want to learn it all, and you want to learn it all now, and you want to move on to the next thing. So, you know, in our next coming weeks, we're going to be branching out into this style. So if you are here to learn how to transition to the brush, don't worry, we'll be doing that. So let me see if I can get back in here and cross my T. I think we're going to go like this. And just do a small little curly Q. See, I kind of really want to know how many of you here are really looking forward to getting to this part of the lettering group. And you can be honest, you're not going to hurt my feelings. If you just want to continue learning marker, hey, I'm here to show you that too. But I just love that lettering, you can use lettering in so many ways. All right, so I don't know what you think. I'm kind of liking this. I'm not sure if I'm liking the dead space up here or not as far as composition goes. But I kind of do. But if I'm not sure, I may just put some more like seaweed hanging down. Or, yeah, I don't want to do flowers. Maybe some seaweed hanging down here just to make so this part doesn't look bare. So let's make sure the soul of a gypsy, the heart of a hippie, and the spirit of a mermaid. So I'm kind of liking it. So in a little while, maybe when I have some more time, I can sit down and just zone out again. Maybe if I remember to, I'll come on so you guys can watch me live. Or who knows, maybe I'll go live on the main page. But yeah, if I sit back down again in a little while to work on this, I'll come live in one of the two places. So overall, I think it looks pretty decent. And guys, I wish